Hi guys, currently stood underneath this big ash tree that we have here at home. This one we think is fine, but we do know that millions across the UK are dying, and this is because of Ash Dieback. Before I get going with this video, please make sure to subscribe, as these videos take a lot of time and effort to make, so it's really encouraging to see that people are enjoying them. Ash Dieback, or Kalara Ash Dieback, is a fungus that was brought over to Europe from Asia about 30 years ago. In Asia, the fungus has little effect on native trees like the Manchurian ash and the Chinese ash. However, the European ash, or the common ash, is affected. This is because the European ash, unlike the Asian ash species, didn't evolve alongside the fungus, and so it has no natural defense against it. As a result, Ash Dieback has devastated the European ash tree population. The symptoms. Ash Dieback affects all European ash trees regardless of their age. The first thing this pathogen does is damage leaves and twigs by producing a chemical called viridiol. The disease also affects the tree's vascular system, reducing its ability to take nutrients into its upper branches. The Ash Dieback fungus has a two-part life cycle, one part being sexual, the other asexual. The asexual stage comes first, attacking branches, bark and twigs of ash trees. This can be seen as lesions on the bark and blackened leaves that drop off the trees. Next, the sexual stage involves tiny fruiting bodies growing on leaf litter on the ground during summer. This allows for reproduction as the spores are dispersed by wind, which carries them a long way away to help the spread of the fungus. Older trees are more resilient than younger ones, and so they can last a few seasons before dying, whereas younger trees can be killed in a single season. There are other symptoms associated with Ash Dieback, but these are some of the key ones to look out for. The tree can fight back, but year-on-year infections will eventually kill it. It is worth noting that sometimes people can mistake normal aspects of ash biology for symptoms of Ash Dieback. Firstly, ash trees are one of the latest species to produce new leaves in the spring, so it's easy to assume that this late flushing is a problem, when it often isn't. Secondly, in the autumn it's possible to mistake clumps of dark ash seeds for blackened leaves, which are symptomatic of Ash Dieback. Lastly, ash trees have many genetic variations, and so they often develop at different rates each season. If an ash tree does not have any leaves in April and May, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's dying or diseased, but by mid-June all healthy ash trees should be in full leaf. Currently there is no known cure for Ash Dieback, but tests are ongoing to try and find and propagate from resistant specimens. Distribution. First confirmed in Britain in 2012, it is now known that Ash Dieback is already widespread across the UK. Whilst many ash trees have been badly affected in the northern counties, Ash Dieback has had the greatest impact in the south-east of England. Because spores of this fungus are wind dispersed, it is possible that it arrived in the UK naturally. However, it was also inadvertently imported on ash saplings. The UK was importing thousands of ash plants from infected parts of Europe until a ban came into place in 2012. Up until that year, this will have largely increased the spread of Ash Dieback across the UK. The future. It's thought that Ash Dieback will kill up to 95% of ash trees across the UK. That's around 76 million ash trees lost. This will have a disastrous impact on our woodlands because so many species rely on ash trees. There will also be a major loss in connections between habitats as we lose hedges and individual trees outside of woods. Ash Dieback is predicted to cost British society £15 billion. This includes the practical expense of clearing up dead and dying trees and the loss of environmental services provided by ash trees, like air purification. Ash is one of our most useful and versatile native tree species. Ash trees provide valuable habitat for a wide range of dependent species. They can grow in a variety of soils and climatic conditions, and their foliage allows light to penetrate the woodland floor. This encourages ground plants and fauna. Many insects, other invertebrates, lichens and mosses depend wholly on ash for habitat. Ash trees also contribute to thousands of miles of hedgerows. The ash timber market and all of the industries that it supports, like furniture, joinery and sports goods, might be forced to consider alternative materials if the disease causes a shortage of suitable ash timber. There is hope on the horizon. Initial findings suggest that we might have some trees that are tolerant to Ash Dieback, meaning that the population could eventually recover over time. However, tolerance to the disease is complicated because a number of factors play into it, including genetic traits, the health of the tree, and the number of Ash Dieback spores in the atmosphere. So what can be done? Maintaining a high diversity of tree species within woods and forests can help prevent the decimation caused by Ash Dieback. Also, making sure that we only plant and sell trees grown in the UK helps to prevent the spread of the disease and other pests. We can also do things on an individual level to help prevent the spread of Ash Dieback. This includes cleaning your shoes before and after visiting a wood, avoiding taking cuttings of plant material from the countryside, and washing your car or bike wheels to remove mud or plant matter. Where possible, park motor vehicles on tarmac, concrete or gravel, rather than on grassland surfaces when visiting such sites. These things may seem tedious, but when you imagine our natural environment without any ash trees left, it's all more than worth it. You can also make sure to report Ash Dieback to the Forestry Commission if and when you see an infected tree. So that is Ash Dieback summed up. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you learned something new as well. I understand that for many of us who are much less well connected to the environment, it can be really hard to properly care about these issues. And so all I can say in those cases is trust us. Trust those of us who really do care and those of us who really want to make a difference. Please don't take the natural world for granted. It really does do much more for us than we give it credit for. Thanks for watching.